I grew up in Worcester, and I went on the state police in 1968. And the reason I mention Worcester is because the kid next door, who I grew up with, encouraged me to go on the state police. He was obsessed with the state police, so I had no plans on being on the state police, but I took the exam and passed. So therefore, that's where I started. My career went from, my first assignment was in the Berkshires, state police at Lee, Mass. I had no idea where that was. From there, I went to basically the Mass Turnpike for like 7 or 8 years. I was at Lee for 2 years. From there, I went to a new concept called the Stress Unit, which is now the Employee Assistance Program. I was transferred out when I made lieutenant, went to the Mass Pike for a year, and then I was assigned to the State Police Academy. After the academy, I went to Human Resources for a while to work on whether you need a diploma to get on the state police kind of things, or a degree. From there, I became the first and only sexual harassment officer. Like I said before, I grew up in Worcester next to this kid named, I will refer to him, Randy. And he was obsessed with the state police. He tried to get on once, he couldn't get on because he didn't weigh enough. He only weighed like 135 pounds. At that time, he had to be 155 pounds and 5'9". So eventually he got on, and we're not sure how. Some people say he had state house pounds, but it's still unknown. He was also colorblind. I don't know how that worked, but he went to the academy, prior to the academy, for a color blindness test. He was walking out and he met the commandant, Gunny Owens was his name. And he said, "What are you doing here?" and blah, blah, blah. So he said, "You colorblind?" He said, "No, sir, I just passed the test." He goes, "See that car over there? What color is that?" It was Randy's car. It was red. So he passed that one. So anyway, Randy and I went on state police together. We went to the academy together. So that story. So okay, I went to SP Lee. I loved the Berkshires. It was a great assignment. I stayed there until a terrible tragedy happened to me. This is worth noting because it had to do with a lot, really. My wife and I had a baby, Peter. We were married 2 years, and everything was fine. He had to stay in the hospital for an extra week because he was underweight. Came home, and she could not deal with the baby. Turns out years later, I learned about something called postpartum depression. At that time, they didn't have postpartum depression, but so we went through a lot. I was a month I went to a priest, I went to doctors, and no one could really help her, help me. So when my son was 5 weeks old, she committed suicide. Terrible, terrible. So after that happened, I got a lot of attention from the state police. They were excellent, and they transferred me east so I could be close to home.